Hey, welcome to Sue Rogers Unedited. I'm Sue Rogers. Socialization. Boy, what a good topic because you guys, socialization. Let's think about this. You hear about kids in school and you think, okay, they have to be socialized. They have to learn how to be sociable with other people and other kids. Think about this concept. Okay, socialization. Right? You have to learn how to interact with people in society. I'm not saying that that's not a thing. Like there are socially awkward people. And you know what? There's socially awkward people no matter what age or stage we are in life. So sometimes we don't outgrow it. And sometimes we see people in social situations and we think, hard pass, I want nothing to do with this group of people. And that is okay too. You don't have to learn how to fit into every situation because sometimes those situations you should not be in and you should get the F out. So when it comes specifically to public school and socialization compared to kids in homeschool, they really like the world really makes a big deal out of this. But let's think about it. You spend in regular public school all freaking day, 5 days a week with kids that are the exact same age as you, and you're doing the same stuff with these same kids 5 days a week for God knows how many hours a day. Kids are even like, I don't even want to tell you how many hours a day my daughter is back at public school right now because she has a zero period this year. And you guys, yes, she's back in the public school setting, but I still think it's dumpster fire and wish that she was not there. But a whole nother story. So she's there like freaking 14 hours a day because of zero period and also playing a sport, right? That's like most of the day. And for majority of that, she's in a classroom with students that are the same age as her, socializing, right? That's what they call it. Where in the real world, real life setting are you spending 14 hours a day with like 30 to 40 kids or people of your exact same age doing the exact same things all day long? Where in the real world setting do you spend, you know, 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day with 30 to 40 people of your exact same age? Fucking nowhere. Nowhere. Nowhere in the real world are you spending that much time with people of your exact same age. So, what the fuck is socialization really about? Like, it's bullshit, you guys. It's total bullshit because in the real world, we are not spending that much time with that many people of the exact same age. Do you realize like how stupid that whole concept really is? Like in the real world, in your real daily life, I mean, how many people of your exact same age do you really even like spend any significant amount of time with? Like, say you have a job. Well, at that job, the people that you're working with, there's probably people that are older than you, people that are younger than you, people that aren't learning the exact same things, doing the exact same things. Because at multiple jobs, there's not, everyone isn't doing the exact same job. You're not doing the exact same assignments. You're not all the exact same freaking age or within, like a 12-month age gap with everyone that you work with. It's so stupid. So, like, if you think about it, also, kids who homeschool, you're with a big variety of kids of all ages because most homeschools are families and they're learning with all different ages in the families, maybe different skill levels and different topics. But like when I was homeschooling, my 3.5 year, like 3 years in school, age difference apart, we were learning the same things. Um, but at different level, like not the exact same things, but at um, different levels. Okay. So like maybe it was the same topic, but my older kid was learning and being required to do more than my younger kid. And then we were exploring the world together and looking at other things. So different age levels in homeschool and socializing. You guys, homeschoolers are not like tucked in a corner or hidden under a rock where they're not getting any social interaction. Like you interact with each other. You go out into the world. Like that's the other really cool thing about homeschooling too is like your assignments can be out in the real world. You can go out and do things and go on field trips and go learn in real life, which is so much more valuable. Like, where are you going to learn real life experience without going out into the real world? Like, you can turn science class into a trip to the grocery store to get things you need to cook a meal because measuring things that you need to make your meal, that's math. Cooking, figuring out how the right temperatures and everything to get the food to all interact to make your final project, like that's also science. It's also practical, real world things to teach your kid how to feed themselves, right? Um, you're going to the grocery store. They're learning how to count money. They're learning how to interact with other people by maneuvering through people in the grocery store, also unloading the cart, interacting with the checker, like things that actually apply to real world, not just sitting in a classroom with people their same age, learning some stupid shit that is never going to be practical to them in the real world. And they're socializing. So think about that next time you hear the word socialization, because it's really stupid. Like it's not smart at all to be like, oh, well, or how are they getting socialization? Like, and I, I can't. Unless you have your kid trapped in a hole or buried under a rock for homeschool, which nobody does. Like homeschool people, like I'm way bigger fans of them now that I understand it than ever before. Having done it, and you guys, the longer my kid is back in public school, the more I despise it. And if you're in it, I don't despise you. I despise the system. I don't know how many times I have to make this clear. Teacher friends, I love you. Anyone who's a teacher that's listening to this, I have much respect. It is the system that I despise. I despise the system that you're stuck in. I despise the system that is not doing very much good for a lot of our kids. Some kids do fine, but for a lot of our kids, it's not doing them any good. And we wonder why our kids are not productive in society as they're getting cranked out of these systems is because the system is not serving our students, our kids any longer. And the teachers that you guys that are in it, I know how much you actually care about wanting to help these kids. And there's some of you guys that are doing fantastic. But the system itself is freaking broken. And the word socialization when it comes to homeschool versus public school is total fucking garbage. So you can just toss that aside and get rid of it. Okay, end of today's podcast episode. It's been a while, but I'm back. You can find me on Spotify. I think you guys, the system I use has changed up, so I got to figure out how to upload to Spotify. But I should be back on Spotify, otherwise YouTube, and then you can follow me over on Instagram at Sue Rogers Unedited, or check out what I've got to offer over on the website www.balancedaylife.com.